Hello everyone. I hope this video finds you all in good health and Dasara greetings. I'm Saranya, mother of a 3-year-old boy and working with BNP Paribas as a senior business analyst. And on the reason why I'm in this video is to talk basically a little bit about cancer, a very quick talk. And the reason why is because I was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer in 2018, and again in 2019 I had a relapse. So not once, but it is twice. So it means that I have a little message that I would like to share with you all. And as I'm recording this video, I'm still in treatment. I'm still taking my chemotherapies and also immunotherapy treatment. So, a bit of information what I wanted to share is being in a fast paced world and the kind of modern facilities that we have, we at times tend to forget from our roots, what was the reason why our ancestors were very healthy, and what is going wrong in this current generation. Why is cancer becoming a very common ailment in every other household? These are a few worrying facts, and I just wanted to share a little about my thoughts around this. So when I got diagnosed in 2018, I was my son was 1 year old, and it was 1 year after my pregnancy was when I was diagnosed with cancer. And it started soon after my son's first birthday, where it was a mild typhoid fever, followed by multiple joint inflammations and body aches, and I was on intense painkillers, absolute loss of sleep. Above all, one noticeable thing which I kind of took it for granted was lower abdomen bloating. And I kind of mistook it because I related it to post-pregnancy fat, your pregnancy fat. So lower abdomen bloating, and I thought maybe it's because of my diet or my pregnancy, and I kind of didn't think that it was related to something else. And when the fever started and I started analyzing more and getting treated and checked, I eventually ended up with a master checkup, where it was completely out of intuitions, because I was getting treated for almost 2.5 months. I was consulting an ortho, I was consulting a gynec, I was consulting a gastroenteritis, but I was basically getting supplements, thinking that it was because of my post pregnancy deficiency related issues. But the sole reason was there was cancer cooking in, which I did not realize. And basically, because at the kind of health that I was back then, I was a very healthy person. I wouldn't even catch fever so easily. So I never imagined that I will be getting cancer, and by the time I got diagnosed, it was already stage 4. So it started with a master checkup, and thankfully, the master checkup that I took did have a marker, ovarian cancer marker called CA125. And when the reports came in, the normal values were expected to be around 35, and my value was around 3,100. So that clearly indicated, I realized that there was something wrong, and I immediately went in for further consultations. I took the report and I went and I met my gynec, and things just evolved from there. From there, I started with I did meet oncologist, and it led to biopsy, FNAC, and PET scans, and eventually it was declared that it was stage 4 ovarian cancer, because it had spread all over my abdomen, outside the ovaries, in the complete abdomen area. Thankfully, not the vital organs, but it was all over my peritoneal cavity, and it spread all the way up to my rib cage. So this was my initial diagnosis, and then I started treatment. But one takeaway here is the importance of periodic health checkup. So age is not a number. So that's one thing that I've realized, because I never imagined that at 27, from being a very healthy person, I will end up with stage 4 cancer. So one thing is definitely to be very careful about your lifestyle activities, your physical workout routines, your food habits, and most importantly, the one that we ignore is our sleep patterns and also stress levels. So these 5 aspects are extremely important, and I can't um, stress the importance around this, because it is out of, again, it comes out of my experience. And it is, please take care about on all these lines, because it again comes to the fact that the kind of fast-paced world that we live in, and we think that we are just in our late 20s or early 30s, and we think that it's the time to just go crazy and do whatever we want. Of course, yes, we can, but not at the cost of having negative impact on our health, right? So please get periodic master checkups done, and especially for women, please ensure that you get your mammograms and pap smears, especially for women about 35 years old. I would really insist on getting mammogram and pap smear every 6 months or 1 year. And people under 35, both genders, you can really opt for a good master checkup, maybe once a year should be good between age group of 25 to 35. So please ensure that you get your master checkups done. And even for your parents, it is very important that they get it done at least once in 6 months. So this is the first point that I want to mention. And the second one is the importance of health insurance. So back in when I got married in 2015, my husband insisted on getting a health insurance. And at that time, I told him, that, why do we waste money? This is not needed. I'm just 25, and why do I need to take a health insurance at this age? It's not needed for me. And thankfully he insisted, and he took one for me, and I never imagined that how big of a help it will be. I didn't imagine I'll get cancer, but when I got it, it relieved a huge financial stress on me, because cancer is a rich man's disease is what I realized. And it is extremely expensive, the kind of treatments that are available, and nobody would want to compromise on the quality of treatment if you know that there is a treatment available that's going to work for you. And at that time, if you understand the financial impacts, if that pushes you into a corner where you're not able to afford it, that's the worst feeling to go through. So the health insurance, I understand that every corporate does give health insurance, and even I do have my insurance limits with my company, but I would really recommend having a personal insurance as well, because it is an investment that you would really, really not want to avoid, because the kind of benefit that it would reap at these uncertain times that we are in, it will be such a great boon to you. So health insurance, please, I would really recommend, once again, try to take a look at it. There are a lot of plans available in the market. Do a little bit of your research and see that you can get one that would be very apt for you and your family as well. So that is the second point that I would like to insist on. And so starting from there, my treatment went on for about 6 months. I was an extremely intense and aggressive chemotherapy, which completely shook me. But I'm glad that I survived through it all. Due credits to my family who helped me through that. And during my treatment, along with the allopathy way, I did take some treatments on. I did take some therapies related to yoga, meditation, and some naturopathy related food items. So the takeaway here I would want to mention is about spending some time for yourself. that a little bit of like maybe 30 to 45 minutes in a day to spend your lone time, in terms of, it could be just meditating or doing a little bit of yoga, or even if it's your gymming time, be it anything that would help you to rewind yourself and just rejuvenate your body on a daily basis. It matters a lot, and trust me, it does work wonders, because I have seen the difference in me. And conscious food habits, it's absolutely fine to indulge in your favorites, especially high calorie and sugar related items. It's absolutely okay to indulge in, but ensure that it is not a daily habit. And try to avoid things that is not very healthy. Wholesome foods is any day the best. And having the having a very well balanced diet. Too much of anything is not good, right? So have a very balanced diet, and be very conscious about what you feed in your body, so that is also very important. And having some going for a walk or some sort of a workout is also extremely important, because working in corporates, right, we are so stuck to our laptops, and there's bare minimum time where we are actually into moving around. So being in this sort of a career line, I think it's also very important to be physically active. And that is also one thing that I probably missed on, because I've always been a workaholic. And when I'm in my office, I'll completely forget about everything else. And I used to stretch a lot, and maybe it kind of took a toll. And so that's one point that I want to mention, which is around your sleep routines. Having so a proper circadian rhythm is extremely important. These days, with the availability of OTG platforms, I sometimes even I do indulge in, but it is a conscious effort that I take, that I try my best to hit the bed by maximum 10:30. And I do understand, for ones who are working in shifts and all that, it will be difficult, but please do take care that you have a proper sleeping pattern, and a minimum of 7 to 8 hours of sleep is extremely important for your body to revive from the previous days. Be it your physical or mental stress, it's extremely important for it to get some rest. And that's one thing around sleep and your lifestyle habits, and food patterns, and physical workouts, and keeping yourself away from stress. So I do understand that it's very difficult for us in this situation to stay away from stress. We have like 100 things to worry about, but again, it takes a bit of a conscious effort, because stress, the kind of impact that it has on our body, is unimaginable. And again, it's a point that I have seen. So ever since I've started treatment, if there's something that's bothering me, and I do if I'm like feeling low about something, it could be something just to do with my health, the kind of changes that it has got in my life. Even if I just have to sit and sometimes think about it, I can instantly feel some sort of changes in my body, where I start having pain in my around my cancer areas. It's strange, but it is true. When we say that stress contributes to health issues, is something that I am literally feeling it. So it is also very important, because try your best to have a balance between your work and personal life, because any sort of a imbalance can also lead to stress. So this is also one point that I would like to mention. And finally, a point of note to all the women out there, because being women, I know that we are very good in multitasking, where we are so focused on taking care of our kids, our families, and our loved ones. At the same time, it's important to take care of our own body, because unless we are fit and fine, we wouldn't be able to take care of our loved ones around, right? So always try to put yourself first, because you need to be okay for people around you to be okay, and even for you to take care of them. So a little bit of time for yourself, 30 to 45 minutes in a day, should definitely be feasible. It, like I said, it needs a little bit of conscious effort, so please don't take your body for granted. And any kind of abnormalities, a minor deviation from normalcy that you notice in your body, do get it checked. Just go to a general physician. It could be absolutely nothing, it could be nothing to worry about. And but the point here is, if you're finding something away from normal over a period of time, could be, you can wait and watch for like a week maximum, but even after that, if you're finding something which is not okay according to you, please go get it checked by a general physician. And they might just say that no, it's absolutely fine, or they might just recommend some medicines or some tests. Just stick to it, just get it consulted. Do not ignore the symptoms that body is throwing at you, because for me, I had absolutely had no symptoms. Probably that's why they call ovarian cancer to be the most deadly one among all women cancers, and it is indeed a silent killer. So I don't think that we should take chances with our health. And get your periodic checkups done, look for a master checkup, and do not ignore the symptoms that your body is throwing out at you. And especially for women, please do ensure that you have your very close watch on your menstrual cycles, because the proper regular menstruation cycle is an indication that you are having a healthy body. So again, it brings back to my case where I always had irregular cycles and I absolutely ignored it. And for me, okay, I'm not getting it, I'm away from that monthly pain, that sort of an irritation. So I was just happy about it, that I was having 45 to 60 days is the kind of erratic cycles that I used to have, and I absolutely ignored it. Maybe it did take a toll on me soon after pregnancy with all the existing issues that I probably had in me. So menstrual cycles is also extremely important, and if you are having irregular periods or PCOS, please do not let it be. Do not let it grow in you. Just go get it consulted and get it corrected. So that is also another point. And another one for women is to do your self breast checks. And I do understand that a lot of people feel a bit uncomfortable or embarrassed or shy, or whatever it is, to talk about this or discuss about this to anyone. But it is important, guys. In this generation, there are issues that's cropping out from nowhere, and in ways that you can't even imagine. And doing these basic checks by yourself is the least that you can do. And doing self breast examination is extremely important, because breast cancer is evolving to be the most common women related cancers across the globe. And breast cancer is one where, if detected early, you can be completely cured and are free from cancer. So early detection is also key here. And in fact, as I'm recording this month is breast cancer awareness month. So there are a lot of information that you can find online in terms of how to do your self breast checks. And even you can ask your gynecologist, or there are a lot of videos on YouTube which is put up by professionals in terms of how to perform your self breast checks. And please take a look at it. And or you can even ask your gynec on how you can just do it at home on a periodic basis. So that is also a very good very good thing to do in terms of early detection. It could be a normal cyst, it could be a benign cyst, not even a malignant one, it could be a benign cyst. But it's good to know what is going on, so that you can be fit and healthy on the longer run. So these are a few points related to women related cancers, which is having a close watch on your menstrual cycle, and PCOS issues, self breast examination, or any sort of discomfort that you find on your near your vaginal area. So all these points are also extremely important, especially to women related issues. So please do not shy away from any of it. Just discuss. If you don't want to discuss with a family member, just go see a doctor, and do not ignore is the whole point that I'm trying to convey here, because early detection is key. And sometimes things are just, like in my case, I had no early signs, right? So it just happened, and I'm glad that I'm able to deal with it in a much optimal way that's helping me to move on with my life, because I do have a long road ahead, and the kind of issues and the troubles that I am facing, I do not want anybody around to go through that. So that is the kind of message that I want to put out here. And so yes, so that's about it. And do take care. And if you ever want to have some sort of an input, I am there on Instagram, where I do share a lot of information on cancer, and my handle's name is Kaleidoscope of Life. And yes, anytime, any questions, you can do reach out to me. But wishing you all good health and happiness. And thank you. Take care.